There we go. Hello, gorgeous women. I'm so excited to introduce you to the very beautiful, massive hearted Jules, who has joined us inside the mastermind and has offered up her time to be able to share her experience and her journey with all of you in a hope that maybe you'll be able to take some of what she's learning and put it in for yourself, get that courage to take the leap for yourself. But Jules, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. And it's literally like the Friday before Christmas, right? So we're all both hectic trying to get everything in for the year.
Yeah, it's solstice today when we happen to be recording this. So there's a lot of magic in the air here in Canada. I think it's the day after in Australia. So
Oh, well, there you go. That would actually start to explain a lot of what's going on right now here. I was just saying to Jules, we are right in the thick of renovations, and I've been kicked out of my office because they're putting a new roof in. That's what my background really looks like today, ladies. Keeping it real. But this is all about you, Jules. I'd love for you to share. Can you share a little bit about what you do as a coach, as a mentor?
mhm. Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks, Sophie. I am an intuitive mentor and embodiment coach. And so, with 30 years' experience doing cranial sacral therapy and energy work, I've now shifted my practice from hands on to working with people virtually all over the world. And so, what I do is I help women who feel not at home in themselves and to feel whole with all of the abandoned and fractured parts of themselves and bringing them back into a place of home in the body. And so that work is so profound because when we have that depth of confidence within ourselves, we can do anything. And it's just my great love to create the conditions where people feel safe enough, where women feel safe enough to come home to those abandoned and fractured parts of themselves to actually feel whole.
Oh my goodness. I'm just sitting here going, this is amazing. I don't know. I'm sure who's watching this right now. I feel all warm, like my back, my neck. I'm hot right here, right now. And I'm like, okay, there's something going on right now. We'll talk about that later. But that's a very, very important work that you're doing. How did you get into that? Or what led you to this path?
Well, like I said, I've been doing this for about 30 years since I was 10 years old. So I was a kid when I started. But the biggest part, I think, like of the driving force is recognizing that when people notice their own gifts, when they start to believe in themselves, and I specialize in pediatrics, so I work with a lot of kids and babies and moms and families. And so when somebody actually recognizes that they're actually in a place where they're seen and they're heard and they're acknowledged, then they open up to their own gifts. Then they feel at home in who they are. And then everybody around them actually benefits from that. And so there was a certain point where I said, okay, instead of this waitlisted practice where there's a waiting list for a whole year and I can't fit people in where I want to, if I can work with the high level people who are deeply committed in themselves, they're the ones who are influencing the most people. So I can play smart and work with the people who are going to influence the most people, and that is a better efficiency of my energy and where I can put my energy.
Yeah, it's smart business and allows you to also make a bigger impact, like on a larger scale too. That's my
Yeah.
dog. Hey, you too, stop it. Um, that's amazing. So where were you then before coming in to work with us inside the mastermind? Like what were you specifically struggling with, or where did you need help?
So I had shifted my hands-on practice as a massage therapist, cranial sacral therapist. I had shifted to like maybe 50% working online virtual coaching mentorship. And that was going great with a one-on-one practice, but I didn't have the business sense to know what to do next, how to make the money machine work, right?
Mm.
How to have the customer retention as well as the marketing piece so that there's constantly people moving through. Because word of mouth, as we know, works in spurts, but it's not consistent. And so I was having trouble with the consistency as well as just getting the word out. How do I get the word out to more people? And how do I start a group program? I really didn't have the role modeling for how to best, you know, embody that,
Mm.
because I didn't know how to embody that. I'm an embodiment expert, but I need somebody who's actually doing it themselves so that I can feel that through them and emulate that to the point where I believe it and I can embody it.
Yeah. And how's that been for you?
Yeah, that's been the most powerful part, I think, is that, or I feel, and that is that there are people within this program, within the, who are my colleagues, but also who are the instructors, who I am able to watch, who embody that integrity that I need to know exists so that I can embody it. Right? It's like you don't know that it's possible until you actually work with people and you can see somebody online. You can see somebody in the movies, you can, but until you actually know them and have a rapport with them, you can't gauge whether that integrity is actually real or not. And so that's why it's been really valuable for me to work with people who I know have that integrity that I can engage with, and they've been there and they can stand authentically in that truth that I can feel that. It resonates in your body. You just know.
Yeah, like I don't know if you can see my face, but as you're talking, I'm getting really emotional and really hot and just everything that you're saying right now. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for you. And yeah, wow. We're just having a moment.
That's I have that effect on people. So
You
please, I
have
mean, this
that effect. I am like hot. And hearing you say that, and I think that you hit on a really important part. And maybe that's why I'm getting emotional, because that's who I am at my core. And you can share as much as you share, but ultimately you won't ever know until you are on the inside working with someone to be able to see what that's like. So I think hearing you share that has actually just hit me right in my heart, because that is my intention. So oof, I have no idea why I'm so emotional right in this minute, but thank you, Julie.
because you are seen and you're acknowledged and you're heard and you're safe to be you and also be recognized as you, because as we work with women, we both work with women, all of us probably work with women who are listening to this, we tend to be really good at giving and not so great at receiving. Right? So when I offer that straight to your heart, and you know it to be true because I wouldn't lie about that. That is deeply authentic. And when we actually are in that place of being able to receive to that degree, then we are modeling that we are capable of receiving. And it's the power of receiving that is the divine feminine. This is what we're all about. So
Yeah,
this is, and that's, yeah. So thank you.
thank you. This has not happened before, and I really appreciate you. Um, this is not about me though. I would love for you to share what's your experience been like, as in, what's the journey been like for you? How have you found? Has there been challenges you've had to overcome? Have there been some little self-talk you've had to overcome? What's the support of the team like? What have you loved most?
Yeah, I would say that the biggest challenges are probably the same for all of us because I work with enough people throughout the years. It's always the case. It's the self worth, right? Questioning your own value, um, not taking things personally. So, one of the most challenging things for me was when somebody is challenged by the price of the course. And it's actually happened just today. So, immersive learning right now. We had a talk just I think it was just yesterday, Tanya, and she said people who are challenged by the price, as long as you don't take it personally, you're just there to support them. And so with that, I gave them the whole program. They said, "Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing." They wanted to do the high level one-on-one course, and I said, "Okay, so how does it feel?" She's like, "Great, except I don't think I can do it." And I said, "Okay, what's standing in the way?" And she said, "Well, it's the cost. I just can't afford that." And I said, "Do you see the value in it?" And she said, "Oh yeah, of course." And I said, "Do you see the need?" And I forget Tanya's exact words, but do you think you are resourceful, or do you think you have the resources to be able to get this money if you really needed it? And she said, "Yeah, I think I do." And I said, okay. And how can I step in to help you to be able to create the conditions that you are able to pay for this? I said, because this is what you need. You've already stated you don't want to waste more time. So how do we do this together? And so she worked it out that she's a therapist, and she said, well, I have a client. If I put aside money for a client, and I said, how about you choose a client that you love, who you'd really love to see thrive, and one that you see often, and every time you see them, you're going to put that money aside because you're doing it for them and you're doing it for you.
Oh, that's so
Like,
powerful.
gosh, that's an amazing idea. And I said, yeah, that's going to help you. It's going to help her. And how often can I check in with you so that I can make sure that you know you have accountability and I'm behind you, because we all are helped with accountability. I said, I don't want to be a pain in the ass. I said,
Yeah.
but maybe yes, then I'm happy to do that. What, every week, every 2 weeks? And so we agreed that every 2 weeks I'm going to give her a little push. She's going to be putting that aside every time she sees that person. She said, there's actually another person too. I said, well, maybe 2 people every week. That's going to get it going faster, and it's going to help those people because they know that they're creating that nudge in you. And so as I got off the phone with her, I was like, oh, if this was yesterday before that call with Tanya, then I wouldn't have had that know-how to recognize, not to take it personally because it was expensive, but to say, you really want this and need this. So how can I help you? Because I'm not attached to the money. I'm attached to helping yourself. And I have to help you invest in yourself. If it's just a little push that you need, I can be that little push. And that was a huge shift for me. And I've had so I had two clients sign up last week, two new clients for the high level course. And then I've had 5 strategy calls just this week after putting up a mission post, which I was floored by because the actual course that I put out, I got crickets on. Nobody responded, and I made it beautiful in Canva and did all this work on it. But I put up one mission post, and like 25 people started to like comment on it, and everybody wanted to go for a call. And I was like, okay, this is just a psychological trick, because they wanted to know that there were only 3 of them, and they wanted to be one of those 3, right? And they wanted to, do it in a short period of time, and they saw everybody else's hand go up, so they put their hands up. I was like, okay, I just need to reframe the way I think about this and really trust and lean into what's in the vault.
Oh, you are learning and implementing like all at the same time, which is brilliant. That's brilliant. Well done. And it is like what you've been able to learn is how to support someone through their own blocks and fears that are ultimately holding them back from the life that they want.
Yes.
Right?
By looking at my own fears, my own, oh, I priced this too high, or oh, maybe it's not good enough, and all of those things I could feel were holding me back
Yeah.
until that certain precipice where it just like I say with my clients, it's like, now the teeter-totter's tipped. It's
Yeah.
like, how can we help, and how can we get this money machine rolling so that it's a value machine for them?
Yeah. Which it is. That's brilliant. Brilliant. Well done. I love that. Thank you. So your results in a very short period of time are awesome as well. Are you open to sharing that?
Yeah, for sure. So I've I've had one-on-one coaching clients before, so it wasn't it's just that I got 2 at one time. So that was a $5,500 program. So it was 2, so $11,000. And like I said, with these strategy sessions I'm having right now, I'm hoping this will kickstart me into that hybrid program that I have a little bit of just a block towards, because I've never done it before.
Yeah.
But I know now I have the modules set, and I've seen people do it. I've been in the mastermind long enough to know how it works here.
Yeah.
So just emulate that. And so as of the middle of January, I hope to have 4 to 6 people starting off that program so that they can help each other. Because I know that's where the catalyzing agent is them being able to converse, and that's where the transformation happens as the collective, right?
It's powerful, isn't it? What's the collective like from your view inside Mastermind?
Hmm. Well, it's a lot of soul-aligned clients. Like, they would be my dream clients, the people who are inside the mastermind, right? If any of them said, "Oh, I'd love to take your program," I would have to say, okay, well, you're already aligned because you're in the space. It's been wonderful because the people in the mastermind, as well as other coaches, are able to jump in on the posts and help out. And there's just so much uh, authentic agreement and help and encouragement. And it doesn't feel fake like it could potentially. It doesn't feel like, oh, somebody's getting paid to say this. It's like, oh my God, you're actually just happy for me, right? Because you never know. It actually feels authentic. So I love the fact that you've created something that you've deemed authentic, but that it actually has the heart in it. It's just like when I'm talking with Sabrina, like, and talking about embodying ourselves as unicorns. It's like, yes, if I actually do that and lean into that and actually believe that and trust that and embody it, it's an entirely different way of stepping into my reality. And so those pieces of encouragement that just keep coming, that feel so authentic, really do help to build the backbone, with that external validation that then, you know, grows the internal validation that we can trust.
Yeah, the community is so powerful. I've always been a big believer that when you have a tribe, or even you, just a few people who really have your back and generally want to see and support you to succeed, that you can do anything, right? So I'm so excited for you in the future. You've only been with us for a very short period of time, but I look forward to seeing what you create in the new year. Would you have any advice to any woman who might be watching this right now? Maybe she's in a little bit of that doubting herself, like you said, some of the clients that you're seeing, or even maybe where you were before. What advice would you have for her?
Mm. Yes, similar advice for the clients that I work with for sure. And that is that you know that you are the only thing stopping you from growing. Like, we are our biggest resistance. So at this point in your reality, is this really something that you need to step into, right? And if it isn't this, what is it that you really need to devote your energy to that is going to help you to step into your truest self? And there's nothing more powerful than a really strong and authentic and supportive community to be able to push you when you can't push yourself.
Beautiful advice. Thank you very much, Jules. Anything you would like to share before we wrap up?
Just that I am open to receiving abundance in a way that I never have been before. And so the resources that are out there and available, and leaning into the space instead of the limitation, is so much more powerful. So just a message to everyone that we are, on the solstice day, we are shifting. The divine feminine is coming into power, is rising within all of us. And the more we focus on what we're capable of and our capacity instead of our limitations and our lack, the more potent our futures will be.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't have said that better myself. You're such a gift. I'm so grateful for you, for your time, for you sharing your message, and for you talking to my heart today. What a beautiful way for us to move in through solace. And then also, would you say not solace? What did I say solace for?
Solstice.
Solace. Like, wow.
And
Into 2024. What were we going to say?
I was going to say, and thank you for receiving it, because that authenticity of letting it hit your heart and letting your eyes be able to emote as well
Yeah.
means that you actually received it. And so
Yeah.
that is a great thing to me, and
Yeah.
a great role model. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You have an amazing Christmas, New Year's. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. And to any woman watching this, whether you're watching it, this side of 2023 or in 2024 or 2030, you have everything that you need inside you. And there's a support team and a strategy and people that genuinely care about you on the inside. So thank you so much again, Jules. And ladies, have a great afternoon.